I I want to talk to you guys. I want you to understand this. I want you to understand my motive, and I want you to adapt what I always tell you. Like in our country, we might be having a lot of opportunities. Like let's say of the grasses, like the frequent trains. We even have potential people who really have some good money that can really help us to do more projects. But one thing, we understand many things, but we always think about what we can have, then leave the project for the owner. But my intention is, there is many things that are done all over the world. Many people do farming as a business. But I really ask myself sometimes, why our country is not doing more projects as businesses? Have you ever thought of how many projects that have come into our country? They have worked, but after working and leaving, that is the end of it all. Me, I think this is the cause of that. We always want to implement projects very well. We always want to do documentations very well. But we don't think about, we the farmers or we the technocrats, we do not even think about sustaining our projects after the funding. This is my take. We have many farmers in this country that are potential to do this kind of projects. In East Africa, or even Africa, we would be the first country that should have been producing a lot of tons of meat, of beef, of goat's meats. Why do I say those two? Because they are the ones that I understand better, and they are more reliable, and they have a plan B. What am I trying to explain to you is that if you do a project that doesn't have a plan B, that is, you know, there is many projects that can make money, but their plan B is very weak. You get it? What am I trying to mean by being weak is that having one person as the source of the market. Let's say if we plant this, we are going to get this. But if the person who buys that does not happen, you have to starve with it. Me as me, I'm telling you the truth. My motive is to make sure what I understand, to do it right and make sure it works. Like for the cattle feedlot, people have been thinking that, you know, cattle feedlots cannot be done in the country, or we cannot manage to do cattle feedlots in our country, or that is supposed to be done. Many of you have called me, many of people have called me, telling me, hamiisi, is that project in Uganda? Is that project is in Kenya? Most of you think it's in Kenya. Why is it supposed to be in Kenya? Because you think Kenyans are the most dedicated people to do this kind of stuff. But this is my take to you, the farmers or the viewers. We can do this stuff. There is always negative part of the projects, but they're minimal in animals. One of the things that can disturb us in animals, one is a disease. Market has never been our problem. That's what you have to know. Because even one of the products of the farming products that are very expensive is meat. Don't talk about goat's meat, it's too expensive. Even beef is expensive. You get it? So the market has never been our problem, because even us consuming our own meat, it is very possible, and we can get money even within. But just think about if we start to export it. One of the reasons why our meat is expensive, one, we don't have many animals, like cows. Very few. If a farmer is having, let's say, over 2,000 animals, he can be one in a sub-county. But if we were many and somebody would only have 100, it's better than having 2,000 animals owned by one person. You get it? What am I trying to explain to you is that, please, you people, come up, whoever can afford. Because in business, what you have to think about first is the market. But we are sure about the market. You get it? But where do we get the genetics? this is what I want people to understand. One, the missing links in this kind of business. One is the source of the genes, because you don't know how much we go through to get these animals, to mobilize them, put them together for fattening. If we all stay and say we are going to deal with the breed called the local breeds, their conversion rate is going to be low. And a person doing this kind of business is not going to make business. Why? Because they are less converters. They don't convert a lot depending on what they feed on. So the negatives that we have, one, the source of the breed. We have very few people who are really doing proper breeding. Two, people don't want to insist. This is a business like other businesses. You put up a flat of 2 billion and you don't expect that money to come back in a single harvest, or in a single rent, or in 5 months, or in 5 years. But it can come back later. You get it? One by one. You pick today, you pick the next day. So with this business as well, those who are willing and not ready to do fattening, at least do breeding. At least let everybody that is really doing, let's say, cows or doing cattle also have the improved genes. If you have some that are improved, those genes are really going to help us have what to slaughter. But just take an example. If we slaughter today, slaughter 2,000, after 3 months we slaughter another 2,000, and you're dealing with an animal that can attain less than 10 grams. That means you need over 6 years to have over 700 kilos. But remember, the people who are slaughtering every day. Every day they are slaughtering over 2,000. So we shall reach a point when we have no animals. And the people who are doing the business, they will not even be doing business with us because we are inconsistent. The good advantage we have, one, our meat is really very nice. It's feeding on organic feeds. They really have a very good smell. It's really very good and palatable meat. So that is what I had for you. I want you to think about my words. Me, I told you whatever I think about, I make sure that I implement it. And when I implement it, I make sure it succeeds. The bad thing we have in the country is somebody has an idea, he knows what you're talking about, but he has never done it. And you know, if you tell him to do it, he's waiting for somebody else to start it. So better and better, follow, think about the project, implement that project, see the negatives, see the positives. I've showed you the negatives, I've showed you the positives that we really have. The positive one, the market is readily available. Two, the negative that we have is less good genes to convert. How do we do that? Is the government coming up and try to implement and improve the genetics. It would be giving people maybe bulls, or even giving people semen to improve their genes, and teaching them how to manage it. But as well, we have farmers will only learn that if even the government itself is doing it, or even the implementer is doing it himself. But those things of just teaching somebody that do this, when you are not doing it, people will not learn. This is my experience. If you want a farmer to change, make sure you teach him practically on what you're doing. If you don't teach that farmer what you are doing, but you're teaching him what you learned, he will not learn it, he will not understand it, and he will not do it. And that will really affect us. For us who have started the business, we are moving and we are continuing to produce the grass converted into muscles. Then we give you the muscles, you give us the dollars. But where are we going to get the animals that are going to convert for us? So that is a negative for us. So let's move in, because now we are going to do assessment of the weight gain of the animals. Thank you very much. Let me just wish you the